3, 2, 1.
I already feel it.
So, what we have today, the subject is really a good one. I really like the one what I come up with today. ATV and dirt bike. I know the dirt bike guys not gonna like ATVs. I mean, they don't like ATVs. I know that you know that's just kind of a fact. Most of them they don't like it. I don't know why, but they just don't. So what I was thinking about, I'm gonna bring up a few items what likable in the ATVs and also likable on the dirt bikes, and a few items which is you can enjoy it more by using the opposite one. And I'm gonna try to show you a few items which is make the ATV riding more fun. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the ATV riders, showing them how the dirt bike can be fun. We're gonna set up the conversation like beginners, weekend warriors, and those guys who actually hunting for adrenaline, like, you know, those are advanced riders, let's just put it this way. So a little background, because when you're gonna see me riding the YZ, you think I'm leaning towards to that bike because whatever the YZ brings out of me is just, you know, pure excitement. But that doesn't mean the ATV isn't exciting to ride. But you know, let's just set this at the beginning. So let's start with the ATVs. I think the ATV riding, for me, I decided to ride ATVs because all of my friends did MX, and I was kind of like the smartest one, smart-ass, not the smartest, because I tried to play it safe, and turned out, after all, I was right, because all of my friends had broken bones except me. But anyway, we did crazy jump, like, you know, 60 feet, 80 feet. They did it with a dirt bike, I did it with the ATVs. And for me, it was just safe, 4 wheels, you know, thinking about it, instead of 2. So when they landed and there was a rock over there, or they didn't do the landing properly every single time, you know, obviously there was a consequences. With the ATVs, you just don't have that. There was a time when I learned, like 10-15 years ago, I overjumped one of the landing area, and that's when I actually broke my helmet. That's why I'm so picky about the bar pads, to have a bar pad. I had only a helmet at the time and I just broke it, but I was okay. But anyway, so I grew up riding dirt bikes. I only rode ATV, the Suzuki 400. I rode it once when I was, I don't know, 20 years old, and I flipped it right away. So next time I found myself riding ATVs, I was like 40 years old or close to it. And yeah, so that's a little bit of background. The 4-wheel, let's just start with the 4-wheel. That brings up, you know, whoever is beginner, I think it's better for them to start with 4-wheeler, because obviously, same reason, you know, you cannot fall on the bike because it's just 4-wheel, and you can learn how to use the clutch, how to experience the power of the bike, what it has, which is quite significant. As you saw, I actually ended up crashing with it. When you riding on low speed, just cruising, you do mudding, all of these, the ATVs are just shine. You know, it's just good to experience all of these with the ATVs, and then you can sell the ATV after that. Nowadays, it's very easy to sell that. People buying it, and you know, it's very expensive. So the retail value is much higher than it was before. So I think for beginners it's much easier to start with ATVs. It just brings more out of you. It gives you more confidence to ride. You know, my daughter, she never rode anything, and not dirt bike, nothing like it. And my first time I took her out, and end of the day, she was able to do the drift turn. She fell once, she flipped the bike once, but she didn't give up. I was really proud of her. And yeah, so that's how quick you can pick up the speed with the ATVs. And for ATVs, when you go advance or even weekend warrior, I recommend a few items to set up the bike with. One of them is the 720 SBC. The bike vibrates a lot, not really comfortable when you're doing a long ride and the trail is not smooth. So that helps you smooth all of these crazy handlebar movements out. And the second, which is the first, we designed this long time ago. As soon as I started riding ATVs, I wasn't feel okay with the old school, you know, developed 25 years ago thumb throttle. So I decided to design a new one, which is up to the modern standard. And Turmasi thumb throttle, I definitely recommend that product. You can set it up. Depending on your size, you know, if you're big or small or you're girl, you know, we just not the same. So you can set up the throttle the way you want it, and then you don't have to worry about arm pump, which is like a thumb pump, because you're not gonna have arm pump that easy on the ATV quickly, but that enough for that. So as you go faster, like for weekend warriors, the ATV is still, you know, probably super duper fun, because you know what you can do with it, what capable of doing, is just huge. You can take it to fast trail, you can go all out, you can be with your dirt bike friends, you're just gonna enjoy it all day long, no problem. And as you go faster, like advanced rider, the ATVs start falling out, because then you experience, because it's heavy and you try to ride in a very fast pace, and there's just so much things going at you on the four-wheel, just transfer so much hits, so much movement, you're gonna get wear out really quick. So I tried that yesterday for you guys. I haven't rode this ATV from a long time, like advanced riding, and I was able to do 8 minutes. I could do a little bit more, but you know, that's when I was start fading out. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's get it cooking. So I'm not gonna talk much, try to save my energy. I'm curious how long I can be on the track.
This is kind of
about it. When I ride my dirt bike, when I do race, it's 2.5 hours in advanced riding. I normally win the races. That's my previous record. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be like that, but that's how it is right now. So for advanced riders, I think the ATV is not the best options to have. Or if you start as a beginner and work your way up to advanced rider, that's the time when I think you know, not gonna. I mean, you could if you really fall in love with it, you really committed to ride these ATVs like Peter Hager and those guys. They don't even want to ride dirt bike. So for them, the ATV riding is for life. I think the ATV is falling out for the advanced riders because it's just too heavy and it's really hard to maneuver and it's too wide compared to dirt bikes for sure. So you really have to look out for both sides of the trail when the trail is kind of narrow. Make sure you'll be able to complete, you know, the trail ahead of you in high speed, and you cannot afford to do any mistakes because one wrong mistake and one of the wheel, you know, touches the tree or whatever, and then you out. So simple as that. Already we are out here with the YZ. I thought it's a good comparison to use a Yamaha against the Yamaha. So when it comes to dirt bike, you know, 2 wheels and lightweight, very nimble, and require a different kind of skill to ride it. So let's have some fun with the YZ, and then we're gonna put the two things together, the ATV and the YZ, see which one is more suitable for you guys. Instant hit. I need to stop. Oh. I'm sorry, I forgot the cruising part. Let me do that for you really quick. 3rd gear cruising. See how comfortable it feels. I'm sorry about that, I'm apologizing deeply. Just, you know, this bike just took a bit me a little. Log crossing, no problem, it's made for it. You can actually enjoy it by doing that. Well, I don't want to sound like I enjoy this more than riding the ATV, even if it looks like it. Let me just drop my goodies. Oh my god, this is freaking awesome. Oh my god! What a weapon this is! I messed up the track.
Big time with the ATV. I gotta find my line.
Dirt bike riding is, for beginners, it's not so good. That's when you see so many posts on Instagram, social media, people doing the whiskey travel, and the bike just dragging them, you know, at full speed. So these bikes are very advanced, all of them. Doesn't matter which one you get, and I don't think that's a good starting point to learn how to ride for beginner riders, unless if they buy like a low cc dirt bike, but that's still, you know, it still has its own downsides, because then it's harder to take off with it. It just doesn't have enough power. But for beginners, I think it's better to ride with ATVs. When I was little, my father bought me my first bike, what I ever had. It was a 350 two-cylinder old school big ass dirt bike. It was a Java, like a Che brand bike, and there was no electric start at the time, obviously. And I always have to rode out. He started up for me, I rode out, and when I had to turn around, I always made the bike die, and I always had to push the bike back. So he started up for me again. I went out, and then, you know, the bike died, and I pushed it back again until I learned how to use the clutch properly and make the turn. So yeah, that's pretty clear. You know, for beginners, these bikes are not good. And then for those who are the weekend warriors, the dirt bike is still can be dangerous, because they think they know how to ride, and that's when they make a lot of mistakes, like broken bones and hitting wherever, you know, hitting the other guy, whatever. So it's still questionable. So when you become advanced rider, the dirt bike just takes over. You know, that's no questions. It's just way better to ride the dirt bikes on the trail when you become advanced rider than riding ATVs, unless if you Peter Hager. But the riding dirt bikes is just become, you know, natural. You don't mess up things. You feel comfortable on the bike, and you can just achieve a lot with the bike, and that gives you quite a lot of excitement by doing that. But you know, all of this require a lot of learning, a lot of practice to get there. It's not easy to get there, and that brings up, you know, which one you may like better. It really depends on your level of riding skill, and you know how how safe you want to play the game, or how much you're gonna lean towards to your friend when they're gonna tell you, just buy a dirt bike because that's cooler or whatever. It really comes down to that. They told that to me as well, but I never listened to them, and I was the only one, like I said, who didn't have any broken bones. They all had, and they are not even riding dirt bikes anymore. They just went to those trail bikes, those big ass heavy bikes. That's what they're riding with right now, the KTM 890 and all of those big adventure bikes. So that's that.